Donald Trump's motorcade rolling into San Antonio today, greeted by crowds of angry protesters. Donald Trump back in Texas today after a rocky week for his campaign.
And the Republicans' quick trip stops included in San Antonio and Dallas, where he attended private fundraisers. Trump did not make any public appearances today in Texas, but his presence did attract hundreds of protesters. Our Anna Wernicke is in San Antonio with more.
Right outside the Grand Hyatt in downtown San Antonio, a group of protesters say they want to be very clear that Donald Trump is not welcome here.
This may be, just a sort of a last-ditch effort to try to shore up his campaign. I don't think he'll be successful.
The Texas Democratic Party echoed that message during a press conference Tuesday morning, calling Trump's visit to Texas, quote, damage control.
Donald Trump has done nothing but tear people apart, has stoked resentment and fear among Americans, and we don't need that kind of leader for the next 4 years.
U.S. Congressman Joaquin Castro says Donald Trump is not the man Texans want to see in the White House this November, criticizing the Republican nominee for several leaked videos over the weekend of Trump making controversial comments about women.
And quite honestly, I'm embarrassed for them that they would put on an event here in San Antonio for a man like that. It's sad to see.
He's an outside politician. He's not a part of the establishment.
Chuck Pena stood outside the Grand Hyatt on Tuesday with a slightly different message. As a fifth-generation Mexican-American and longtime Democrat, he says he is proudly supporting Donald Trump this November.
I love it. I'm glad he came here before the last debate and before he takes office, because I can tell you, they say that Mexicans are not behind him. That is false.
A few Texas Republicans have stood by Trump since the release of those videos, including Trump's state chairman, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick. Now, Patrick has attended both private fundraisers with Trump here in Texas today. He says that he hopes other Texas Republicans will be able to brush past those comments like he did and accept Trump's apology. In San Antonio, I'm Anna Wernicke. Back to you.
This is likely Donald Trump's last visit to Texas before Election Day. He plans to focus his campaign on key battleground states over the next month. A new national poll taken after the debate shows Donald Trump trailing Hillary Clinton by 10 points. That's an increase of 4 points for Clinton from last week, matching the lead Clinton had 1 month ago. And a different story in Texas, though. Trump still leads Clinton by 7 points among voters here in the Lone Star State. Well, Trump is hoping to turn that support into money for his campaign. The latest campaign finance reports showing Clinton's campaign has about $18 million more than Trump's at this point. But the reason why Trump needs to raise more money is more clear when you look at how much the campaigns have spent so far. Federal finance reports showing Trump's campaign spent more than $115 million. Clinton's campaign spending is nearly triple that amount.
Hillary Clinton spent her day campaigning in